Hello guys, welcome back. Again, I really love the fact that quite a few dealers have been tuning in, and even those people who are interested in being a dealer. Again, cqdealers.com if you're interested in blackjack, roulette, or Bach, and then shopcasinoquest.com if you need some casino-related or novelty stuff. But here we go. Okay, so today's lesson is going to be on the line, paying the line, totals, conversion, kind of the do's and don'ts of being a proficient dealer. And when I say that, I know there's a lot of you and some crap dealers who sling checks, and your casino that you're at allows you to kind of do alternative protocols. But again, you know, our goal is to teach dealers sort of the fundamental procedures so they can move on and pass auditions later on. So this is sort of the best practices, not necessarily how you're going to deal moving forward or what even your specific casino is looking for. But okay, so I'm going to go down the line. As you know, here in Vegas, we have what they call 3, 4, 5 times odds, maybe near you as well. And that means on the 4 and 10, you can take 3 times your flat. On the 5 and 9, 4 times your flat. The flat bet is the bet that's on the line, right? And on the 6 and 8, you can take up to 5 times your flat. And now we're going to go over some basic ways of figuring out these bets and how we're going to do the conversions and totals and conversions, okay? Because this class is totals and conversions. Okay, so first off, real easily, here's one lesson that we have, okay? 15 odds, this can take 30 odds, 15 on the line can take 45 odds, and of course 1 green will get 3 green, because again, back in as much as possible, we try to do everything in colors and units. Colors and units is the way to go, because as we scale and move up in values, the numbers mean less. It's all about the colors. Okay, anytime we have maximum odds, there's a couple ways we can figure out what these pay. Obviously, the first thing we can do is just hit it. Hit it to quit it. So here, winner 10, we can just hit the back twice and hit the front, okay? Here we have 30 and 15, so we can pay 60 and 10, okay? And here you'll notice I'm paying the odds first, followed by the pass line. The odds first, followed by the pass line. When we get to the don'ts later, we pay the lay first and then the pass line. Why? Because it's easier for the boxman to see how we're paying, what's in our hand and what's being paid out if we go from the outside in. We're working on the bigger stack first and then coming on the smaller stack. So it's much easier to see and verify the totals and the bets. Okay, so let's get a few things out of the way before I get to this. Number 1, okay, as much as possible, I want to keep my shoulders forward. This has prevented me from having to deal with any real back issues, because crap dealers over time, if they're bent over the game and they're twisting their trunk too much either left or right, will experience some back issues. In my 30 years of being a dice dealer, I haven't had any back issues. In fact, I only have a small hip issue that's unrelated to dealing dice. So here's what I do. This very first person that insists on betting right here on the line, I will very often just cut out their bet right here in the come and then use my left hand or outside hand to then pay the odds and pay the flat. You see how easy that is? I didn't have to twist my trunk. I didn't have to twist around. It's very easy. Because one thing we lose track of is this. The come, or one thing that's important to know is that the come is your cash register. Anytime you need to, let's say we're getting to a bet and we don't fully understand what we need to do, we can work out the math right here. Here's 60 and 70 bucks, boom. So 60 and 70 bucks if we have to, okay? We're not gonna be able to read every bet officially. You might have to go out and finger the bet a little bit, if you know what I mean, to get to know it a little better. And then boom, we cut it out in the come. Everybody just gave me a weird look. We cut it out in the come and then we pay it accordingly, okay? All right, so let me scroll these back. So that's number 1, how to keep forward on a dice game. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna work on the totals and what we can total and what we can't total and how and when we're gonna save checks. So here we're on the point of 10. Anytime someone takes maximum odds on a 3, 4, 5 game, the answer is 7 times the flat bet is the total. 7 times the flat bet is the total. 7 times 5 is 35. Here, this bet's going to pay 60 and 10 is 70, or 7 times 10 is 70. Here we have 45 double, right? 90 plus 15 is 105, or 7 times 15 is 105. Here we have 150 and a quarter is 175, or 7 times a quarter is 175. So what can we total? Well, the first rule of thumb is we can never take from the line when we total or convert, all right? So here I have $35, and you notice that I'm not saving checks. I need 1 green and 2 red to pay this, okay? So there's no savings in checks. Now, if I had 5 with 10 odds, right, I could go ahead and put a quarter there because I'm saving checks. That's 1 check as a total as opposed to needing 5 checks to pay that bet, okay? All right, let me scroll this back again and go over. Now, here's an interesting thing. I'm going to do my very first conversion. I'm going to go 50 for 15, okay? Maybe this person has too many red in their pile and in the rack, and I need to get a little bit of the red back, or my box person has told me, hey, can you get some red back? Well, here is getting red back, 50 for 15, right? Because this bet would have paid 35 if I had left the 15 there. If I take 50, if I put 50, I could take the 15. I haven't taken the line. Now, the idea behind not taking the line is so that the supervisor can scroll this back, and they can assume, based on what you did here, that there was $15 and you did 50 for 15, okay? Now, here's another one. This is going to pay $70. So we could go like this, pay the odds, boom. But let's say your supervisor says, hey, can you get some red back? This person has too many red in the rail. I can go out for 75 and take $5 off the odds. That easy. Boom, 75 for 5. Now, here we have 45, which pays 90, and 15, which pays 105. Now, the way I can total this is 105, just like this. I'm saving checks. So I can do that. And when you'll notice that when I do a total like that, and I'm able to, I pay it right on the line and I heel it off, because the heel always designates that you're paying a total. Now, here I go. The next one is 150 and a quarter, 175. Now, you'd think I would want to just go like this, right? Because I did all these totals. There's a total, 175, but I'm not saving checks. Here's 150 and a quarter. So anytime I'm not saving checks, I want to separate them, 150 and a quarter, so everyone can clearly see what I'm doing. I'm not doing a total. I'm not doing a conversion. It pays 150 and a quarter. Now, I could do a total. If I was able to sling some black, I could go 200 for 25 because it pays 175. 200 for 25. Okay, so there's a little total and conversion on the 4 and 10. At the end of this video, I'm going to give you guys a little bonus on how to figure out totals and conversions at scale. And there's a few secrets I have that I built up over the years. But anyways, let's go to the 5 and 9, okay? So 5 and 9, 5 flat, 10, 15, and a quarter, okay? So as we know, we could take 20 odds, 40 odds, 60 odds, right? 20 for each nickel. And then I could take 100 here if I wanted to. Now, again, anytime someone takes max odds on a 3, 4, 5 game, 7 times a flat is the answer. So this is 35, right? This is 70, 40, 60, and 10 is 70. 90 and 15 is 105. 150 and a quarter is 175. Notice a pattern? So if you have a $5 player and they're always taking max odds, you're basically going to be paying the same amount every time they have a winner. Okay, so it gets nice and easy. Again, we got a few ways we can do this. One, if I'm going to pay it separately, I'm going to knock it out in the come, this first player, and just like this. Okay, then I got 60, 70, 75 for 5. Okay, here we have 105. Pretty easy. I can just do this, 105. And there we have 175. Again, not much to total or convert. Stay tuned for the end of the video where I'm going to update some of these keys real quickly. And there's some really cool ways on how to get these bets paid. Okay, let's now move to the 6 or 8. Now, the 6 or 8